The Ukrainian armed forces said they destroyed a Russian military base in the occupied Melitopol in southern Ukraine early Sunday morning, the city's exiled mayor Ivan Fedorov said in a video address. Melitopol fell to Russian control in early March, weeks into the Kremlin's invasion of Ukraine. According to Fedorov, Ukrainian troops fired more than 30 shots exclusively at the military base, rendering it unable to function. Now the whole city is covered in smoke. This has been going on for 3 to 4 hours. Warehouses on the territory of the transport aviation base are burning, Fedorov added. The head of the Russia-installed council in the Zaporizhia region, Yevgeny Belitsky, said in a Telegram post Sunday that shells fell on the territory on the airfield, and that there were no casualties. Russian state news agency RIA Novosti also confirmed the attack, reporting that Ukraine had hit the Avgorodok area of Melitopol, but did not specify what had been targeted. According to CNN, the Russian Defense Ministry also claimed on Sunday that the Ukrainian military launched a deliberate strike on residential areas of the Russian cities of Belgorod and Kursk. The ministry's spokesperson Lieutenant General Igor Konashenkov said in a statement that Ukrainian forces targeted the cities with Tochka-U ballistic missiles with cluster munitions and drones. He said 3 ballistic missiles launched at Belgorod were destroyed by Russian air defense systems in the air, adding that the wreckage of one of the missiles fell on a residential building in the city. Konashenkov also claimed Russian air defense systems destroyed 2 Ukrainian military drones as they approached the city of Kursk, about 130 kilometers, 80 miles, north of Belgorod. However, CNN has been unable to independently confirm those claims, and the Ukrainian military has not yet commented on the strikes. The governor of the Belgorod region Vyacheslav Gladkov said in a statement posted on his Telegram channel that at least 3 people were killed, and dozens of residential buildings were damaged by explosions early on Sunday morning. In another development, Ukraine's forces reportedly have withdrawn from the bombed-out city of Lysychansk, prompting Russia to claim full control of the eastern Luhansk region, a key Kremlin war goal. In a tough weekend for Ukraine, Kyiv confirmed on Sunday that Russian forces have taken control of the city of Lysychansk, and by doing so, seized the entire Luhansk province. The capture of the city, from which Ukrainian forces retreated to avoid being encircled, marks another significant step for Russia, which aims to control the entire eastern Donbass region. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has vowed that Ukrainian forces will return to Lysychansk and take back the city. Russian forces appear to have wasted no time in turning their firepower on cities within the neighboring Donetsk province, which also makes up a significant part of the Donbass. The governor of the region said several key cities had experienced heavy shelling on Sunday. Kyiv on Sunday said the tactical withdrawal would save the lives of its soldiers, who would regroup to launch a counter-offensive with the help of long-range Western weapons. But Moscow said the capture of Lysychansk less than a week after taking neighboring Severodonetsk meant it had liberated Luhansk. It said it would give the captured territory to the self-proclaimed Russian-backed Luhansk People's Republic, whose independence it recognized on the eve of the war. The battlefield focus now shifts to the neighboring Donetsk region, where Kyiv still controls swaths of territory. If the commanders of our army withdraw people from certain points at the front, where the enemy has the greatest advantage in firepower, and this also applies to Lysychansk, it means only one thing, Zelensky said in his nightly video on Sunday. That we will return thanks to our tactics, thanks to the increase in the supply of modern weapons. Zelensky said Russia was concentrating its firepower on the Donbass front, but Ukraine would hit back with long-range weapons such as the US-supplied Himars rocket launchers. The fact that we protect the lives of our soldiers, our people, plays an equally important role. We will rebuild the walls, we will win back the land, and people must be protected above all else, Zelensky said. Since abandoning an assault on the capital Kyiv, Russia has concentrated its military operation on the industrial Donbass heartland that comprises the Luhansk and Donetsk regions, where Moscow-backed separatist proxies have been fighting Ukraine since 2014. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu informed President Vladimir Putin that Luhansk had been liberated, the defense ministry said, after Russia earlier said its forces had captured villages around Lysychansk and encircled the city. In Sloviansk, west of Lysychansk in Donetsk region, Mayor Vadim Lyuk wrote on Facebook that on Sunday fierce shelling had killed at least 6 people, including a 10-year-old girl. While Russia would try to frame its advance in Luhansk as a significant moment in the war, it came at a high cost to Russia's military, said Neil Melvin of the London-based think tank RUSI. Ukraine's position was never that they could defend all of this. What they've been trying to do is to slow down the Russian assault and cause maximum damage, while they build up for a counteroffensive, he said. Ukraine has renewed its call for more weapon supplies to resist Russia's invasion. President Volodymyr Zelensky told this week's meeting of NATO, "We need to break the Russian artillery advantage. We need much more modern systems. If Ukraine did not receive the weapons it needed to defeat Russia," he said, "NATO leaders would face a future war with Moscow themselves." Huge amounts of military equipment have been given to Ukraine by more than 30 countries. In terms of spending, the US has committed to providing far more than any other individual country. The UK and Poland have committed to spending the second and third largest amounts. In terms of money already spent, rather than commitments to spend, the White House says the US has provided $6.3 billion, £5.2 billion, in security assistance to Ukraine since President Joe Biden took office in January 2021. The UK says it has provided $1.6 billion, £1.3 billion, with a further $1.2 billion, £1 billion, in the pipeline, since the start of the war. President Zelensky has appealed for more funding, and has said the monthly cost of defense for Ukraine was about $5 billion, £4.1 billion. With Ukrainian positions in the east of the country under intense Russian bombardment, analysts say Ukraine badly needs better supplies of artillery and ammunition to hold on to key positions. So far, it is thought that 10 long-range multiple rocket launchers have been either delivered to Ukraine or on the way, from the US, UK and Germany. Ukraine says many more are needed to stall Russia's advance.